Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy and today we're doing another full review episode. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, come on in. All my returning viewers, give me just a moment to silence everything but the cat. And we're good to go. So today's full review episode is going to be the Isle of Skye. It's a blended Scotch whiskey. This is the 18-year expression. It is 700 milliliter. 40% alcohol by volume, limited batch release, matured in oak casks. So this is seriously too fancy of a box, in my opinion. I'm gonna let you go ahead and read that. Pause it if you'd like. More, you don't need that. You do not need that. There's that name, Ian McLeod. McLeod. Anyways, so what I'm talking about here is this back part. I got to pull you off the table a little bit. It's a little magnetic flap. It's a little magnetic flap. Very fancy, very fancy box. I wonder how much that box cost me. But anywho, on the bottle, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that as well. There's pretty much everything on here. It says, your 700, your 40%, limited batch release, matured in oak cask by Ian McLeod. Like I said, the backside, there, I'll let you read that if you'd like. Imported by Silver Lake Imports, Miami, Florida. It does have this little tag. Once again, more little, nuances, little fancy little nuances that probably gave them all the reasons to go ahead and bump up that price point. But let's get it on, shall we? It's got an organic cork, very nice, nondescript. It'll go into the backup to be used, I don't know, for some reason or another. All right, so we're gonna pull that to the side because you know how we do. Put that guy over there, let it sit. So for all my new people tuning in, I do a 3-part series to my review system. Part 1, off the rip, get it home, crack it open, have my first pour, share my first impressions with you. Part 2, full review time. We drink it down halfway, let it sit. We got to put the cork back on it first. Let it sit half full on the shelf for a week and a half. Plenty of time for it to open up, off gas, whatever. Give me time to work on some other bottles and go online, do my homework, find out some information. We did find out some information. But we'll come back, we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to score it. I'm going to continue to drink it because part 3, final pour episode, thusly named. We're going to have the final pour in the glass, compare it to the first pour off the rip, and everything in between. So if you're new to the channel, again, I've gone down the aisle, or going up. We go up the line. We started at the bottom, now we're here. I'm sorry, I won't sing. Isle of Skye has an extensive line, not too lengthy, but this is the 18-year-old. They have an 8-year, a 12-year, a 12-year double smoke. I didn't care for the double smoke. They have a 21, a 25, and a 30. And I do believe there's one more out there that I think is no longer with us. It was a very limited release. Isle of Skye is a firm or a broker, just kind of like Johnny Walker is. They also, Ian McLeod also does, their firm also does gin, rum, and it doesn't specify, but it says whiskey, regular whiskey. And I think that's beside making Scotch. So this was initiated, in 1963, but Russell bought it out in 1963, that's right. So they bought it out in 1963. So Russell also owns Ian McLeod Incorporated. So I paid $56.28 out the door, which makes me want to think how much I paid for that box. Considering the, I don't know, I don't want to compare it to the 12. It'd probably be closer to the 21. But all these are relatively inexpensive, under 50 so far, except for this one, which put me over $56.28. Let's get it under the nose. Now, I don't know what a gooseberry smells like, but they say gooseberry, so we're going to pass on that one. Fruitcake. I don't get much fruitcake unless you're talking about the alcohol in the fruitcake. Would you put a fine Scotch, an 18-year-old Scotch, in a fruitcake? I would. I haven't had a fruitcake since I was a kid. Toffee, yes. Subtle smoke, yes. Floral, yes. Fruity, definitely. I'm going to say it's probably more of the lighter side, orchard fruit, stuff like that. Crisp green apple, pear. Probably more on the pear than the apple. Honeyed apricot? No, I don't get that on the nose. Chocolate orange? Maybe. Maybe. So, the Isle of Skye is produced between McLeod and Grant, which is all wrapped up and owned by Russell. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. Soft, easy, very much light-ended, more light fruits up front. I think I did get some honeyed apricot on the palate. Maybe that's where I made the mistake, because I wrote a lot and then needed some space, so I probably just wrote that above the palate, but it was just under the nose section. Honeyed apricot for sure. Chocolate orange, maybe more towards the orange side. A little bit of citrus, that little bit of citrus orange zest. It's nice. Not a whole lot of action going on, to be completely honest with this one. More so, it's got something sort of sparked in the background. It's barely over a 1 right now. We did adjust our sensors, but it's starting to like resonate, starting to like build up like a crescendo. It's starting low, a low like rumble, and it's building the foundations, but it's starting to come up. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. It's got some good viscosity. Only slightly oily on the palate. I'm getting some lips, tingling on the lips now. The jowls maybe, but nothing on the cheeks yet. The tongue is sort of starting to flash over and tap out. And that's only 40%. That's weird. The heat in the back, it's a sub 3, but it's definitely stepped up from the palating. And more as I talk, the more as I work this all out, it's starting to, that crescendo is starting to get louder. Okay, that's not bad. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, go ahead and do so while you're there. That way these videos will come right to you as soon as I release them. Isle of Skye 18. Okay. Anything else on my notes here? No. All right, then. I guess we're going to go ahead and do this finish. Slightly oily, just slightly. It is fruity, juicy. There's a little bit of oakiness on the back end. There's no, like, I don't know, detecting any vanilla. I usually only get vanilla in like a bourbon or something. Never really in a Scotch. Caramel, no. Okay, so the heat in the back end has definitely finally reached a 3. Cheeks and gums have finally come to the party. They're pushing probably just about under a 2 at best, but it's right about around a 2. The back end is picked up to a 3. The cheeks aren't going to reach a 3. I think everything else is roughly around the 3 mark, but not quite there. It's not too bad. It's pretty good. It's an easy drinker. It's an easy sipper. So let's do it. Let's move on. Let's do the score. My score on this, I'd say it's definitely taken a step or 2 down from off the rip. Just another little point of note. This is the first third. Usually some people call it just off the shoulder, is where your first third is. That's usually the tightest part, where everything's all kind of closed up because it's been bottled up there. Once it gets to about the second third, that's where things start to open up. You're starting to get a lot more characters. You'll be able to pick them apart. halfway time we do this full review, this is a section that we're in when we really get to know the whiskey in that glass. Then you get to that final third. Usually, in a good Scotch, that's where you're going to get the really good stuff. That's where the Scotch, it kind of downshifts. So it's going to be tight, loosens up. It's going to be the best. It's going to be that final third. Mid-level Scotch, this is where it gets good. All the really lesser end of bottom shelves, they're usually somewhere in the first half of that bottle. The second half, if you let it linger too long, let it sit around too long, it's going to fall flat. That's my experience so far after more than a year and a half. So let's score it, shall we? $56.28 for a 40% blended Scotch. They do say it's sourced from only on that island from those distilleries, which makes me wonder, like, did they proofed it down? They don't give you they don't disclose information to you because they don't want you to have that information. They just want you to buy the bottle. The freaking box, freaking box probably cost me $15 for that bottle. No, I'd say probably 10. Probably good $10. They made me pay $10 for that box. Okay, so let's put a score on it. Oh boy, it's not going to be good. I'm going to put this as a weak 4 out of 5. Yeah, number one, it's definitely not hitting that price point of $56.28 out the door. The box, completely obvious. They spent way too much money on that box for presentation. It was stupid. This thing, also stupid. Yes, it's nice. Yes, it's pretty. If you're more concerned about what you're spending on it, all that stuff really matters to you. And if you don't care because money just flows like a river, then sure, all the little extra frills and stuff, and the box is so beautiful. Oh man, such presentation. That's what you're paying for. I believe that's what we're doing here. You're paying for the presentation. Weak 4 out of 5. Yeah. What could be improved? Yeah, the proof, probably number one. Give me like a 46. But you probably wouldn't get that from an Isla. 56, 28, 46%. Well, you can, actually. I think I have. An 18-year, again, that's another thing you're paying for, that number. If it's a blended, how does it separate? Are all the blends in here 18 years old? Or like, how does that work? I mean, there are certain rules, there are certain like no-brainers, but I need more transparency. They're pretty much tight-lipped about everything. And we try not to rely too much on personal reviews unless somebody has a direct connection to the distillery or the bottler or the people selling it that might be able to give us some kind of insight. My fair price on this, I would say probably $10 to $15 lower, around about the $40 price point. Because I've had plenty of Scotch between 30 and 40 that will beat this hands down. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a horrible Scotch. It's not a bad Scotch. It's okay as far as I'm concerned. It's okay. Would I buy this again? No, but I will buy what's the next one up the line? 21. We got the 21-year-old is next. I've already dedicated myself to the Isle of Skye to continue pushing forward. The only thing that's going to stop me going up the chain or up the ladder of Isle of Skye is going to be the price point ceiling. We did break it once. We are currently at $100. There are so many bottles that we can achieve and get a hold of under $100, but we're getting to a point where the ones we're really trying to get on the channel are just at or above that $100 price point. But there it is. In the comment section, would like to know where you're at. What are you currently drinking? Have you had an Isle of Skye? You probably haven't. If you have not, you don't have a Total Wine and More near you, because it is a distiller's exclusive. It's an exclusive to Total Wine and More. But yeah, there it is. Like to know what you think about it. As always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Have an okay one. All right, so I left this out overnight. It's only the slightest bit murky. It's not too bad, but there's that.